Hey everyone, it's Elsie here. I hope you're all well, and I'm not even joking. This is my 50,000th attempt at this blooming voiceover. The last one I started impersonating Jar Jar Binks, and I just thought I'd save you from that terrible impression. Um, and yeah, it's just full nerd coming out. Anyway, hi, hello. I am using stuff, scrapbooking stuff. Oh dear. I feel like it's been forever since I've done a voiceover. And it kind of has. I've got about a trillion videos to edit, so that's great for you, not so great for me and my voiceovers because I start impersonating Jar Jar Binks, which is not good for anyone, but especially not good for you listening. Um, you know, I don't want to make this experience too painful for you. But anyway, let's talk about my news. I am on the Pink Paisley design team this year, and yep, nope, I had the same reaction you are having. Literally a rude word, but also just like that minion meme where it's just like what? That's totally me. Um, yeah, I can't believe it. I cried big fat ugly tears when I got the email through saying I'm not ashamed to say it because I was just so surprised. Um, yeah, and so I'm very excited to share this layout because it's the first layout that I made used for the DT, and um, yeah, I'm using Paige's new Oh My Heart collection, which is seriously so cute. Like, look at that little fox print. Like, oh, come on, it's so amazing. Um, but yeah, for this week on or last week, because my post actually went out last week. I'll leave a link to it down below. Um, but I um, yeah, I couldn't get the video up on time. Um, Mac storage, the storage on Macs is so bad. Unless you want to pay like a small fortune to have like a bigger drive on your laptop. But oh my god, it's so annoying, especially when you do videos. Anyway, technology chat, boring. Um, yeah, so yeah, okay, let's go back to the layout. So this week, or last week, it was like the spotlight week on the blog. So I thought I'd do a layout which kind of very much is indicative, is that a word? Indicative? No. Oh, it's a shame that English is the only language I can speak because I've got no excuse for being entirely incoherent. Anyway, I wanted to make a layout that kind of represented my style, I guess. So I'm paper piecing some suitcases together, as you do. Um, I will leave a link to the post down below, and I'm more coherent in that writing, I think, than my speaking. So yes. Um, yeah, and I found that paper piecing is always a great way to use pattern paper and use lots of different patterns kind of together. And I went for like a cutesy sort of patchworky suitcase vibe thing going on. And yeah, I just drew the suitcase, free-handed it. Like they're quite simple shapes, and as you can see here, I'm just like making lots of little details, so little buckles and handles and things like that. Yeah, and I also did some stitching. I did both machine and hand stitching. The machine stitching I did like across where like the seam or yeah the seam of the suitcase would be, I guess. And that's I didn't want to like yeah just adds a little detail without like sewing and making sort of a bigger line, I guess. Ugh. Anyway, um. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It does take a while, this paper piecing thing, but I really like doing it. I'm a bit of a loser like that, really. Yeah, I just like spending time putting all these little details on it, on my things, layouts and things. Um, I am quite envious of people who can like do a layout pretty quickly. I am not that person. I take hours and hours and hours. The stitching doesn't help, I have to say, but I really love it. Um, so yeah, I'm just, it's a great way to use little scraps as well, for this paper piecing thing, because yeah, I mean, those buckle things are really tiny. And yeah, you, I don't know, it's just nice. It's a nice way to like get a lot of pattern and colour into your page, but making it sort of work as one, you know. I have the urge to sing the Spice Girls now. Seriously, I go with Jar Jar Binks and the Spice Girls. It's very, yeah, telling. Oh dear. So, oh gosh, my arms are furry. I'm sorry they're furry. It's really freezing cold in the room that I scrap in. And we've got like a tiled floor, so it's cold. And my dressing gown is a penguin. It has a hood, a knitted hood with a penguin on it, or a penguin head, and it's so cute and it's so soft and so snuggly. I love it. So I make no apologies for having furry arms, although I am kind of sorry because it doesn't look cute, but I was warm and comfy, so yes, I guess that's all right. Paper 12, the paper that I just used there, is my absolute favourite paper in the collection, I think. There are a few which are my favourite, but paper 12 is just great because it's like got all these lovely little like patterns on it, but like in a diagonal stripe, and it just looks like a quilt, and I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, super happy with that. And as you can see, I saved you the boredom of watching me stitch. I don't ever film myself stitching. And yeah, do you mind that? I'm gonna throw it out to you. Do you mind me not showing you stitching on camera? Like, I can show you like a little bit of me stitching on camera, but it's just really boring, and I just do standard back stitch on things. Like, it's not really anything special, I guess, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I did like tone on tone stitching, because yeah, I just think that looks the best. It makes everything sort of draws everything out without drawing too much attention to the stitching, if that makes sense. And again, I'm using my tracing paper thing and using some stars. This is something I used for a previous layout, that I just kept because it's kind of useful. So yeah, I just really simple star shapes, and I wanted to sort of create something on the background because I felt like it was a bit plain, like just the white. I don't know, it just didn't look finished, and I didn't really have a plan beyond the suitcases. Did my usual thing, just had like the idea of the main element, and then everything else was a bit like, now what? So yeah, I decided to put some stars on the background because the quote that I'm using for like to work with my title, it's a quote I found on Pinterest, and it was "Where to, miss? To the stars." And I thought that was quite nice, and it kind of went with the whole like journey and traveling thing with the suitcases. And as you guys know, I don't own a silhouette die cutting machine, nothing. But I do own a craft knife and patience sometimes. So yeah, I just cut them all out. Stars are really simple shapes as well, and I think it looks pretty good. Pretty pleased with myself, I have to say. Not to blow my own trumpet, but I'm getting better at the whole like fussy cutting and cutting out things, like being accurate and things. It's obviously not perfect, like it would be, if you used an electronic machine, but I like to think that there's character in not having a silhouette cameo. I'm trying to give, just humour me here, people. Yeah, one day I will have one, but at the moment it's fine. I can work around not having one. And yeah, to like combat the not perfectness of like the stars, I ended up stitching around them, At least that's what I'm telling myself. I just really like stitching. I'm also watching Gossip Girl at the moment, and I've never seen it before, and oh my god, it's so bad and so great. I love it. But yes, so any excuse to watch more of it, I guess, because I don't know, I just find stitching really relaxing, I have to say. Yeah, and the paper I went to use to back all of those took me a while to decide, because I wanted a colour that was different from any of the suitcases, so it didn't like sort of merge into the suitcase design, if that makes sense. So purple, or I guess it's kind of like it's a dusty purple slash bluey colour. But this is ombre paper, and on one side it's the ombre, and then on the other side it's like black and white confetti dots with some like little pops of colour in it. It's so cute. Can't remember what number that is, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just thought the ombre kind of looked like the night sky, and yeah, just kind of went with the whole quote thing, and yeah, just made it really kind of magical, I guess. Oh, and I'm also adding clouds because I can't help myself. I just drew these clouds and cut them out of like plain white cardstock, and I just think they make everything look dreamy and lovely. And yeah, sticking them all up on foam as well, because I didn't stitch or do anything to them, and so like if you put them up on foam, they create like a bit of shadow, and that makes them stand out. So I spent forever trying to figure out what to do for my quote, and I ended up using a font called Starfish, I think, and ended up sort of placing the quote, like stitching the quote, in a thread that matched the ombre background paper, because that kind of makes it work into the background, I guess. And why am I waving that in your face? I'm sorry about that. I think I'm fussy cutting. And yeah, I also added that little chipboard bird, which is just so cute. Oh, it's just, oh yeah, and that just worked. It looked so cute when it was like nestled into the clouds, and yeah, I was very pleased with putting that little bird there. I whooped myself because, you know, I was just very pleased. You all know the scrapbook whoop, right? Yes. I think if you're a scrapbooker, you will know what the scrapbook whoop is. Whoop is a really fun word to say, and also it's a great way to describe how you feel when you like put something down on a page and it just works and it just clicks and you're like whoop. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's me done. And I just want to thank you all for liking and subscribing and your comments and stuff like that. Yeah, I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy me sharing my process. And I understand if you don't like my voiceovers, because I don't really like them a lot of the time because I ramble like this. Although, no Jar Jar Binks impressions, so you're welcome. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll have new process videos up very, very soon. I have a load to edit, so yeah, they'll definitely be up very soon. And I don't know why I can, I'm stringing out this goodbye. It's a totally like, no, you hang up, no, you hang up situation. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be the one to hang up. I'm a cruel, harsh woman. Oh dear. Okay, bye guys.